This program, it's coming to you from the Gambia, West Africa, Serekunda, and the channel is called QTV. My name is Ibrahim Balde. So wherever you're watching this program, we are really happy, Ahmed, always to be here and, give you that morning dose. Are you ready to conquer your day? Well, this is the right program to watch. Are you in your office or you are at home, a day off, or you are at your workshop, and you want something that will accompany you for the morning? QTV this morning, we're sending a beautiful cup of coffee to each and every person viewing this program. And, I hope you are having a good time this morning. And we are back again as the usual. We would be doing the newspaper review, the African Code, and we'll also be interacting with a list of guests on this program. And, a lot of things will happen before the end of this program. And to help us go through the newspapers today, we have no other than Usman Jatta, a senior journalist here at QTV. It's good to have you, Mr. Jatta.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
It's an honor to be back on the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jatta has been away for some time. He was part of the crew that went to China for a few months, to go and explore, learn, and broaden their horizon as well as far as the China Roads Belts Initiative is concerned. I've heard a lot of things about the Republic of China, and I hopefully one day, I said one day I will visit China.
Inshallah.
Yes. Yeah. So how is your morning? How are you living the vibes of the New Year's, Mr. Jatta?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good actually. I think the New Year's it's just amazing, and it comes with a lot of opportunities for everyone, including myself. For me, it's more of like switching off from my comfort zone to a different environment. So it's a new challenge, and it feels like something scary for me, but alhamdulillah, I'm enjoying it because I feel like I'm growing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you one of the people that is shy to enter the new year? Someone said I'm shy to enter the new year.
It depends on the person's goal, actually. But for me, I was in a haste, actually, because I had a lot to achieve in 2026. And God willing, I have, started, achieving a lot. Some of these things are personal, actually. But I'm very grateful to, the Lord.
Probably we'll receive an invitation this 2026 to go and visit
Inshallah.
his house. Yeah, so viewers, like I said, we'll be reviewing the newspapers with Mr. Jatta, and, we will be taking a look at the Point, the Fourier, and Standard newspaper as well. So let's head to the African Code. If the finger of one hand quarrel, they cannot pick up the food. If the finger of one hand quarrel, there is no way they'll pick up the food. Yeah, so, it's really bouncing. Let's talk about this. What's your interpretation?
I think it's a very direct code, despite the fact that it's a bit literal, but it demonstrates unity, cooperation, which is very important, It shows that, when people are not united, when there is conflict amongst them, there is always that tendency that they may not achieve the common goal that they wish to get to some extent. So there is a need to cooperate, to work together as a team. That is what the Proverbs emphasizes, which is very important, and it is applicable in every scenario at work today. If there was no cooperation at QTV here, the directors, the camera operators, this program could have been a mess. Imagine the government, so there is so much of cooperation, synchronization, going on to make sure that the system works.
Yeah.
So unity is the key word.
Absolutely. I'll take a good example. It's just like a combination lock. You need the different codes for you to be able to open, the padlock.
Sure.
Number 4, number 6, and number 3. So how about if 3 and 4 quarrel? At the end of the time, number 2 cannot fit in.
Sure.
It will be very difficult for that lock to be open.
Indeed.
So it's a collective effort, each and every person. I mean, you are good in your own way. Each and every person is talented. Each and every person, you have your area that you are best at. I mean, yes.
And this could be traced from creation. When God created Adam, you know, to some extent, you know, he had to improvise and, you know, create Eve, you know, to some extent, just to make sure that, you know, life goes on smoothly.
Absolutely.
Imagine Adam alone on earth.
Adam alone.
It could have been a very boring earth.
That would have been a boring life for everybody. Imagine. Yeah, I mean, it didn't occur to me at some point, you know. Yeah, so it involves a collective effort for us to achieve, whether at work, whether nation building, you know, whatever we do. That's why the president, you know, have his ministers. Imagine if there is no minister and only the president have to take care of security, take care of, you know, different things, education, health system. Only the president, at the end of the time, it won't work. So the president needs to be in good ministers.
I think it takes us back to another quote which says, no man is an island, you know, basically, you know. So, you know, it's so practical and, you know, direct.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you're watching QTV this morning, and I am Ibrahim Balde, and we are calling on sponsors 2026. I mean, we want you to come on board and display your products on the QTV this morning and other QTV programs as well. If you want, we can pop up your ads for you on our screen, like the QCell Sunday calls. You enjoy that. Of course, we have our table here. We can display your products as product placement as well. I mean, the good thing about this channel, whatever you advertise here, will definitely sell.
Indeed.
So there is no doubt about it. And we are also very popular on social media. I mean, for those following us on Facebook and YouTube, I will tell you, we are also on TikTok as well. So we want our TikTok account to go up to 100,000 followers at least for this 2026. So we'll take a short break. After the break, we'll take a look at the newspapers, you know, that we have. We'll be back after the break.
Bokkal si network bu gëna rëy gëna yombale si réewi Gambia bi fii jëfandikool call bu set internet bu gaaw li yëpp si njëg bu yomba fii si QCell dawal léegi si suñ customer care bu la gëna jege ñu may la QCell line te doo si fay dara QCell network bu gëna rëy te it gëna yombale si réew mi fii QCell suñu bas ñoo xaali yoon bi ñeneen toppa.
These tracks have become my wall, my arena of victory and fear. I relentlessly walk, push, strain, and stretched. Moments when every fiber of my being screams, give up. But the fire within me won't let me quit. Despite the burning muscles, in this sport, every moment matters. Every second counts. My failures, my dreams, my pain, my triumphs, they propel me forward beyond all limits. I am Gina Mariam Basbite, and this is Sunyubus.
This is QTV This Morning, and we are broadcasting from the Gambia, West Africa. So wherever you are, thank you very much. And to our brother, Ibrahim Jawara in the United States of America, a key follower of this program. And not forgetting brother Banki in Spain, Madrid, they also follow this program. And, you know, to the Spanish rep in the Gambia, they also follow I mean, QTV this morning, the other day, I was having a discussion, and she was like, oh, yeah, I follow this program as well. So, I mean, people are feeling very happy with what we do,
It's a widely followed channel, and it's really shaping opinions, Like recently we did a story on migration, I went around, I could hear people arguing, saying different things. I think it's good. It's a good thing.
Exactly. So on the Standard newspaper, the main headline, I mean, NAM warns Senegal's encroachment into Gambia risk further tensions. I mean, our borders are porous, it's difficult for you to identify where should be my limitation as a nation. We all understand Gambia and Senegal, we are interconnected. Indeed. At some point. Indeed. You cannot even recognize where Senegal and Gambia. We went to an extent where we have a land called no man's land, between Gambia and Senegal. Zone, so the NAM is warning Senegalese, let them not encroach to whatever, whether our rivers, whether our land, we should have our limitation as nations.
Indeed, because we are separate nations actually. It's like French colony and an English colony. So there is we have separate systems. But I think the bottom line is they should all work towards finding a solution to this problem, because like you said, we have got very close borders, very porous borders.
Absolutely.
What could be done? Both sides could come and sit on the table to find a way of, let's say, like demarcating official borders. Like in the area, in the Fonyi areas per se, it's very, very close, and that is why when there is a fracas between the MFDC and the Senegalese soldiers, it's always a problem for the villages around that end. So there is a need to really look into the border areas, in like on the other side as well, like with the sea and everything, they just need to discuss, on areas of cooperation.
Absolutely,
it matters because there's a lot happening actually, and I think when proper borders are demarcated, it would really help to avoid such problems actually, because like if you go to places like Dar es Salaam, it's always a crisis, and I think these are things that should be solved a long time ago, and we looked at things that are much important, because we have a lot of issues to talk about. This migration thing is here. It's something that is very crucial, and
Mr. Jata, it's important that you mention the illegal migration thing. I mean, recently you've seen the amount of death that we recorded as a nation. Yeah. I mean, it was really a tragedy, and the pictures that were emanated from, some of the media houses and officials was really disheartening.
Indeed.
And, those are things that I think, we should be serious as both nations, because there are Senegalese who also use Gambia as a route to get to Europe. Likewise, Gambia used Senegal as well. So
like that travel like to Europe via using the Mediterranean, like, or the Atlantic, like it's always like usually an obsession that, like, you know, we have to go to Europe, you know, we get this and that, you know. So there is that obsession that, you know, when you go, you will get this and this and that.
Yeah.
And usually, you know, it takes time for you to settle, because I know of people who went and they are still taking like time to settle, because Europe is not like Gambia or Africa where you just come one day and start
and
work.
settle. Yeah. So we have Yakumba Manjang. She is also a follower. She is currently in England. She sent a message on our Facebook page telling us I also follow this program. Yankuba rather, it's not Yakumba. Yankuba Manjang currently in the UK. So thank you very much. Keep following and share our link so that your friends and family can also get this juice in the morning.
Indeed.
Yes. So you were on a very significant point, Mr. Jata.
And secondly, you know, now that this is happening, you know, everyone should think of a solution. And you see, this solution is not only linked to the cost of living, you know, but even in our education system, it means we have to, you know, work on our education system in such a way that, you know, we can help people develop at a very early age. You don't have to spend like an entire 12 years going to school just to learn theory. At least by your final year, you should be a professional. You should be able to work on your own, like skill training, which is now happening in TVET, but it should be further enhanced and more investment should be done there. Agriculture should be made lucrative. The other time I went to my school and I was made to understand that agriculture is now optional. It should not be optional. Like, these are things that should be...
It used to be a core subject.
It used to be a core subject, and indeed it should be, because, you know, these are money-making industries. I met somebody off the camera who told me he makes $4 million is just with vegetable production. Imagine, like, if an individual could make that, how many of us can do that, actually? So, but it has to be made lucrative. There has to be more education, like emphasis on the importance of these things, so that, like, at least people can take it up.
Well, Mr. Jata, you see, I think it's a matter of the mindset. But in the Gambia, you have a lot of virgin areas that one can explore.
Indeed.
It's just a matter of how you